In this video, I would like to say to all students, please write properly. I repeat, please write properly. Now, we are here to practice to not just calculate something, but also convey the meaning of what we are calculating, right? So, especially if you are unfortunately in my class, you will be in the effort of training yourselves to convey a proper meaning in your writing. You tend to lose mark not just if you make a mistake in calculating the number, but if the way you express something on paper is just people cannot understand what you try to mean, you tend to lose mark as well. So one of the things that is crucial is writing the notation properly, right? So so far we have been introduced to several things. For example, we have force in terms of magnitude, right? Force in terms of vector. These two are not the same, right? It is referring to the same force, but this is the magnitude, this is the vector form, where it will have x component, y component, and z component embedded there, right? And you have learned about position vector, you have learned about unit vector, right? All of these carry certain meaning, and if you make a mistake between any of these, then it is like saying, because some students says, but sir, the number is still correct, not why are you bothering about this one? But it is about the statement that you make. For example, you say, my name is 40 years old, my age is Muhammad Saifuddin, or whatever, right? So wait, something is wrong there, right? The statement is a problematic statement, right? So that is basically what happened when you do not properly use the proper notation. Some students use something like this, E, B, something like this, right? So my question is, if you use this kind of thing, and you can show that it is universally used for certain, I don't know whether it's this one or this one or this one or this one, because it just indicate that it is from A to B. But what is it? Is it position vector or force or what? I'm not sure, unless you can show that, okay, this is universally accepted as to reflect to something. Then I can accept it in understanding that, oh, you mean that, right? Not any other thing, right? So if you use something, because I understand in other subject, especially when you learn something in mathematics, it's okay to use certain way to express it, because you're just calculating the numbers. But when you use something, the mathematics is used to mean something, to calculate something that is meaningful within that domain of discussion. So you cannot say that just because it's correct in mathematics, why is it wrong here? Because no, that's two different things. You learn mathematics to be able to calculate something, and here we need to use that mathematics to calculate something that have certain meaning. So you have to also show that you understand what I mean is this, right? So something like this, so, right? So if you, I hope by now you will realize that if you use something like this and something I plus something j plus something k, then in my class, then suddenly I will say this doesn't make sense, because what you're actually saying is the magnitude of f equal to I j k. But no, what are you saying? You are saying scalar equal to vector. That's wrong, that's not correct, right? So the same as other things, right? So please, okay, some other things are about dot and cross. Okay, for I can understand for some students that only have learned up till chapter 2, right? Maybe you haven't been introduced to cross product yet. So I can understand you use cross as multiply, right? For example, if you use vector A dot with vector B, right? So this dot should be clear as a dot, right? It is a type of mathematical calculation, right? It's different that if you write something that I'm pondering whether this do you mean dot Or do you mean multiply? Because dot and multiply is not the same. Right? What do you mean here? Because especially in some other page, in the same page or different page, you use this to mean multiply. So it brings up interpretation issue, right? So it should be clear. No, I mean dot. This is dot, right? This one, is it dot? Is it multiply or what? I'm not sure. So make sure you express it properly. If you want to mean dot. If you do not want to mean dot, no. Right? So you have to know where dot is used, right? Another thing is cross product, right? A cross B. This is cross. It is not multiply, right? So cross, when you calculate, for example, if you have learned already in mathematics, then you use the matrix to solve it. So that is cross. So when you want to mean cross, use this one. When you want to mean multiply, just, for example, if you have A dot B equal to A multiplied by B multiplied by cos theta, right? So this is just multiply, right? A multiplied by B multiplied by cos theta. So just write it as such. But this is dot. So because some students, they write something like A multiplied by B multiplied by cos theta. But because in our domain of discussion, this means something else. It means cross. So do not use this one, right? So there are several things that we use as a convention so that it really is certain meaning and everyone understand exactly what you mean. So please understand those things and use it properly, so that you train yourself primarily. The reason why I'm doing this is for you to train yourself. Okay, I have to be mindful of what I'm conveying. And secondly, of course, if you don't care about that one, I don't care what I convey. I don't care. I just want to pass the subject. Please take note of this because it affects your marks. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have learned something or benefit from this, and see you next time.